It's the fall 2021 semester, and I'm finally back to in-person class now. One day, about a month ago, I went to the library to study. I had an assignment that was due that day. There was only one seat open by the window that I enjoyed sitting by. At the table by the window, there are four seats, and a girl I didn't know occupied one of them. I remember distinctly that I asked her if it were okay for me to sit across from her by the window. She gave me the okay and I sat down across from her. After I opened my computer and placed my books on the table, I glanced across the table at the girl and I could feel the stress from her piercing through me from across the table. Because I can relate to the stresses of school, I thought it'd help if I were kind to her. I proceeded to ask her what occupied her attention and what she was working on. She told me that she had an upcoming test that day in her introductory science course. I don't remember exactly what the name of the class was, but I do remember one thing. She said that she needed to complete the course as a prerequisite for her degree path, and that she had already been struggling in the course. She was working quite hard towards a degree that would enable her to be an anesthesiologist, and she told me that it was not an easy degree path. I then commended her on her effort because, from personal knowledge, I know that is not an easy degree path to partake on. My next question consisted of why she wanted to pursue this career path in the first place. Instantly, she told me with an incredible amount of passion that she has extremely high tastes in life. This took me by surprise because the clothes she wore represented a simple lifestyle and she presented a down-to-earth personality, at least to me at that particular moment. I asked what her high taste entailed, and she told me that she desired a big fancy house, an expensive luxury car, and to go on big grand vacations when she wanted to. Suddenly, without even having to ask, she told me that her life would be amazing once she completed her degree, reached her goals, and had that fancy house. After listening to her, I noticed that she expressed great joy because I took the time to be kind and take an interest in what she was doing. We continued to talk for a bit and then she had to leave for her test. She told me it was great talking to me and I wished her luck on that test. It was at that moment, guys, that I felt a sense of pity for this girl that I had just met. I didn't know much about her, only what she had just told me. I had just met her that day, right? But the reason I felt pity was not because of a negative reason. I wasn't condemning her in any way. It was because I realized how much I was like that girl in that moment. That I always thought by reaching goals, achieving certain things, getting certain places in life, getting older, doing better, having more money would make my life great and that it would fulfill me. I'm not a rich person, but what I do know is that every time in my life I accomplished something or reached a goal or got something new or was able to make more and more money, that it never actually fulfilled me any more than I had felt previously. I was the same old person with the same old negative thoughts that I had about myself before, with the same temperament that I had before, with the same feelings that I had before, with the same anxiety and the same depression that I had before. When I turned 16, I started driving. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. It was great. It was great. I could finally go wherever I wanted, and I knew once I turned 16, I would have everything I ever wanted because I could drive myself anywhere. But after a while, it just became normal and I went back to being myself, the same as I was before I was driving. Then I thought once I get into college, everything's gonna be great. I'm gonna be older, there's gonna be girls everywhere, there's gonna be all this great stuff going on, I'm gonna be able to do what I want, it's gonna be great. Again, I went, it was great, I enjoyed it, it was a great difference in my life, something that I look back on and really enjoyed. And I'm still currently in college, but then after a while, I went back to the same negative thoughts about myself, the same depression, the same anxiety. I was the same person that I was before I had gone to college. And it was in this moment, guys, that I realized this girl and I are exactly the same. She just doesn't know yet that all of these goals, all of these things that she's reaching towards in life aren't necessarily a bad thing to want to reach for. I commend her for wanting to work so hard, but at the same time, she doesn't realize that those things are not going to fulfill her, right? She doesn't know that yet. I think she'll figure it out at some point, but the point of the story is to realize that no amount of stuff, no amount of certificates, degrees, or anything is going to make you happy, guys. And that was something that I wish I had known a lot earlier. The old cliche is money doesn't make you happy, but really nothing external makes you happy, guys. Gotta dig for it within. If you guys need any help, go down in the comments and let me know what's going on. I would just listen to you guys if you need somebody to talk to. If you don't want to put it down in the comments, shoot me an email. I will leave my personal email down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great one.